Okay, so this is pretty much the star of the show. It's the new Maybelline, well, it's new to Europe, anyhow, I'm not sure if it's been in the USA for a while, but it's one of the Colour Tattoo, the 24-hour Colour Tattoos by Maybelline, and it's this gorgeous colour called Light in Purple, number 85. It looks like an icy blue there, and it does kind of look like an icy blue in real life, but when the light hits it at a certain angle, it has this gorgeous, like, lilac-y colour. You can kind of see it there. It's really hard to pick up maybe on camera, but it just is stunning, and it's like a pinky, like lavendery lilac colour. So I'm going to apply this to my lids. You can prime if you've got very oily lids, but this will kind of work as a primer as long as you're not overly oily to start with. So I'm going to apply one layer to one eye first and then hop onto the other eye. And I'm really only bringing it up to my crease line as well. And then the way to layer these kind of products is kind of to let the first layer set a little bit and then go back in with your second layer, and this way it'll just go on less patchy, a bit more opaque. I'm going to apply some black kohl pencil into my waterline. To tight line, which is to get it to the top, I just place it on the inner corner and then pull it along once the eye is closed. That way I don't poke my eye and I don't have to be, you know, I'm not as aware of the fact that it is happening. But I find that's the easiest way. And then it doesn't matter if you smudge a little bit now because we'll still have to add the eyeshadow afterwards. Apply some to your bottom waterline as well. This is a Bourjois product. All the products I used will be listed on my blog though as usual, and there'll be a link to that below. The next colour I went for is this gorgeous one, and it's by MAC, and it was from the double feature. What was the name of the collection? I'll try and find that out and I'll list it on my blog, but it was a recent collection about like cinema kind of thing, and this is the double feature 4 eyeshadow. So this one here, it's very like steamy by MAC. So I'm just going to pick up a small brush. This is one of my Coastal Scents brushes. I'm going to start pressing that first onto the outer corner. It's a beautiful like emerald green colour. It's a tiny bit more emerald than steamy, but it's still very, very close to it. And then I'm just lightly kind of patting over the Colour Tattoo to blend the two together. I don't really want to cover the Colour Tattoo. Just do the same this side. Okay, so you don't have to be neat yet because I have another colour to add. I'm just going to add a little bit of this guy here, and I cannot pronounce the name of this brand. Claire of Claire Makeup Studio sent this to me a couple of years ago, and it's a beautiful makeup. It's Biguine, so Biguine, I don't know how you pronounce that in French, but it's a French makeup. Fable de Mer, probably not pronouncing that right as well, but anyhow, they can be used wet or dry. It's this gorgeous, deep, again, it's kind of like steamy, but the light reflective quality on it is just amazing. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. It just has this gorgeous, real kind of aqua reflection to it. But anyhow, I'm going to use another Coastal Scents one. I have been using my Coastal Scents brushes loads, and I know I've had them for a while and I haven't done a video on them yet, but I just have so many other videos to do in the meantime, and I'm not in a massive hurry to do it. But I will say I got caught with customs about 2 weeks after ordering them, so it's something you have to be aware of if you are in a different country ordering from Coastal Scents. But anyhow, I'm going to apply this darker colour from that eyeshadow over the crease, and I don't want to bring it too high up over the crease, but a little bit higher up, and it's almost like a slight winged shape. And then I'm just going to use the tip of the brush and bring it underneath the lower lash line as well. If that's not really getting it right into the lash line, I would say grab an angled brush and then use that as a push liner almost brush, just to get that right in between the hairs, because it can be harder sometimes with slightly bigger brushes to get them right in between the hairs. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same to the other eye. There's absolutely no need to use both colours. If you have steamy or something similar, which is just a lovely deep kind of turquoisey green colour, just stick with that one colour. I'm just using these because I have them. And then I'm just going to get a light skin coloured face powder. This is my Mineralize one by MAC, and I'm just going to apply that underneath the brow bone and then kind of just over the edge of that eyeshadow just to blend it out. So that's a great tip for blending out strong eyeshadows, is just to go over with the face powder in your own colour. And then this is just optional, there's no need because you mightn't have this colour, but the colour that comes in this trio, the lighter colour, is gorgeous as well. So what I'm going to do is go into the smaller brush that I used for the outer colour, and I'm going to pick that up and apply it there to the inner corner a little bit. So just around the tear duct. So maybe this is the one that's a bit more like Aphrodisiac. I know there's a lighter one in MAC similar to this. I'm going to go into the same colour with my kind of pencil blending brush or crease brush and lightly just run it across the very edge. And you can do it underneath as well if you want. And then I'm just going to go back over with that darker colour as well because I'm losing a little bit of that definition. And reinforce that winged shape. And then when you have all the eyeshadows on, I'm just going to go back into my colour tattoo again, which looks really purple to me now in this light, but again, I don't know how it picks up on camera. And I'm going to apply that over the first two layers just to make it a little bit stronger, and also just in case any eyeshadow fell down on it while I was adding the greens. Then the last day when I did it, just to kind of keep it as close as possible, I did finish it off by applying a little bit of this silver, just like a silver glittery eyeshadow. Basically it's kind of like pressed silver glitter, so I'm just going to apply that just there to the inner corner. I didn't use a eyeliner the last day when I did this, so you could of course add one if you want, but I won't bother since I'm trying to kind of stay as close to that recreation as possible. But I will add a little bit of, teeny tiny bit of black eyeshadow. Use any black eyeshadow you have. I just happen to have the Urban Decay black palette beside me, so I'm going to pick up the Black Dog, but again it really doesn't matter, and just press that lightly along the lash line. More concentration on the outer half of the top lash line, and then you can just soften out any bits with your blending brush. And just whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to apply that into the outer third or so of my lower lash line. And then if you need to reapply the black on your waterline, go ahead and you can do it now. Now for the mascara, I'm going to use my Max Factor Clumptify by False Lash Effect mascara. I think it's just easier to call it the Clumptify mascara. And apply plenty of that to both the top and the bottom. It's a great mascara, really works well, you know, adding plenty of volume and definition without clumping, which is really what you want. Okay, so the eyes are finished, and I did finish off my skin quickly. Didn't show it on camera because I used the new Mineralize Foundation by MAC, and I just did a demo and review on that in the video previous to this. So I'll link to that below and you can see that there. And it took me ages to remember what blusher I used, but it was this one here by Inglot, and it's number 84. It's a beautiful dusky kind of cool pink. So I find that these blushers kind of dry a little bit in the pot, and you kind of need to warm them up then with your finger or on the back of your hand for a minute before applying them. So I'm just going to apply that lightly to the cheeks. So I didn't really powder much over the cheeks. I applied some mineralized powder to the centre of my face where I do get oily or shiny. So for my eyebrows, I'm actually kind of growing them out at the moment. I'm trying to thicken out that last half so I don't have to fill them in all the time. And I have quite a good body on the first half, so I'm just not going to fill them in. I'm just going to use a clear gel to kind of brush over the new growth hairs and try and make it a little bit thicker and to make it a bit neater looking. This is my Catrice Brow Stylist or Lash and Brow Designer Gel. My favourite brow gel at the moment. So I'm literally kind of doing a comb over over the area that's grown back. It looks a little bit patchy, but I am a big fan of very natural looking eyebrows, and I don't mind if they're a little bit on the overly natural side, a little bit patchy. That's fine there though. I still have an arch. And then I did apply a little bit of highlight to my cheekbones. I couldn't remember what it was. I know it was one of my MAC ones. So I'm just going to use this one because it's literally beside me. It's Short Shorts Frost eyeshadow by MAC. It's very like Shroom or Dazzle Light or any of those ones. So I'm just going to lightly tap that along the top of my cheekbone. not even being overly particular about where it fits or sits, and a tiny bit just down the very centre of my nose, because I'm not really contouring with this look, so putting it just down the centre of my nose will help kind of make it look a little bit slimmer. I always tend to avoid highlighter when I'm growing my eyebrows back in that area because it will show up hairs. And to finish off everything, I think it was Subculture I used on my lips, which is my kind of favourite nude lipstick by MAC. And it's more for the outline that I used this. And then I used my new Rimmel London Apocalypse lip lacquer in the number 600 Nude Eclipse. These are fairly new to me and I'm in love already. So this is like a perfect nude colour. I think it's kind of like Blankety maybe by MAC. Just a really beautiful colour. And then I am in the habit when I'm using these kind of guys on myself, just so I don't apply too much germs or too many germs back into the pot. Sometimes I'll, when I'm being quite pedantic, I'll spray some alcohol on the tissue and wipe it off, but just wiping it off in general is kind of okay. When it's just for your own use, I wouldn't actually use the application if it was for clients and then pop it back in, but I'm in love with these Apocalypse. But yeah, that's the look finished. I'll just zoom out and show you now. Yeah, so that's the finished look. It's a really simple, easily achieved look. I don't wear kind of greeny blues very often, but I actually love how they look on green eyes, especially when it's in the opposite kind of tone, because my eyes are very kind of warm greens, whereas these are very, very cool greens, and that brings it out really, really well. So a lot of blue-eyed people don't think they can wear green, and vice versa. A lot of green-eyed people don't think they can wear blue. I think it's great as long as it's the opposite tone. But yeah, that's the look. As usual, there'll be a full product list on my blog and more pictures and stuff like that. So thanks a million for watching, guys, and I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán.